much for joining me. Today we're featuring these two brand new items by Gucci. If you saw my unboxing and swatching, I picked these up in Italy. And as soon as we got home, actually I picked them up the last day we were in Italy. As soon as we got home the next day, I swatched all of the colors for you as well as compared it to the previous palette. But today we're gonna play with this and I'll give you some of my initial thoughts. If you saw the swatching video, you'll know we just returned from Italy after 3 weeks on vacation. Yeah, we returned last night, slept through the night. Skin's a bit dehydrated and I've had a lot of salt, so I tried to do some things for my skin. I put on the gold mask by CHANTECAILLE last night. I slept with that on. I also went in with a brightening mask by 111 Skin. Oh yeah, before that I used the ExfoliKate just to exfoliate my skin a little bit more. It's gonna take a while to get back, hopefully not too long, to normal, but I also ate a lot of things that I don't normally eat, like all the pasta, all the bread, all the desserts, and a lot of salt. I'm gonna go in though first with this primer by Gucci. It's the Silk Priming Serum. But yeah, we stayed in the Tuscany region for, I'm gonna say at least half the trip, and they have Volterra salt there. So a lot of things are flavored with that. It's really nice, really enhances everything, but it's just more salt than I normally intake. I usually don't use that much salt or much salt at all, so definitely puffier than I normally am. I also use the DYSON curling attachment of the skinnier one just to do some waves for now, and then we're gonna style it after. Then I'll go in with the foundation. Now this is in the shade 26, oh no, not 26, Fair Medium 260W, and that's going to be too light for me right now, so I'm gonna take some of that shade. Nice and warm though. You can see how dark my hand is now. And I'm gonna take a little bit of the CHANTECAILLE Anti-Aging Face Tint, and I'm going to adjust the color a little bit with that because I'm more tan right now. But I'm gonna take that much, and I'm just going to mix them together. I need to get my nails done too. I just travel with no polish. It's a little bit easier that way. I don't have to worry about chipping, and I can just trim my nails as needed. Oh look, that's how long I've not been with my SHISEIDO brush. I didn't bring this with me. I forgot to use it. So we're gonna apply with the brush. I actually didn't really use foundation on vacation. It was so hot. I used mostly SPF, the Tatcha SPF. I went in with some Even Up. And sometimes I didn't even powder because it was kind of pointless. It was so humid there. And if you traveled there, you know how humid it was. I know there was a heat wave, so makeup really wasn't comfortable on the skin. I was just trying to protect my skin from the sun. I'm gonna take a little bit more of the skin tint here and just a little bit of the foundation and mix that for my forehead because my forehead is darker than everything else. Even with a hat, I got some color to my forehead. Not sure why. Yeah, let's just do a light layer of foundation. Going in with the SISLEY Under Eye Concealer in 4. Yes, if you have that CHANTECAILLE skin tint, you can deepen your foundations a little bit by mixing some of that in there. Next, La Prairie. Going in with the Next Generation Eye Base by CHANTECAILLE. Yeah, let me know what you would like to see in the vlog. I'm gonna edit that next. I have a lot of footage to go through. So let me know what you would like to see a little bit more of. Clé de Peau in Mocha. Let me know what you would like to see me spend time on in the vlog because we went to, let's see, we landed in Naples and then we went to Sorrento first. After that, we went to Capri. Let's see, Sorrento for 3 nights, I think. 3 or 4 nights. Then we went to Capri for 4 nights. After that, Positano for I think 3 nights. Then we went to a little town called Laiatico for 6 nights. That was in Tuscany. And actually the concert that we saw, there was a whole reason we built the trip. After that, we went to Florence for 4 nights, I think. Yeah, 4 nights. And went to Venice for a day. So let me know what you want to see. I can spend more time on one area versus another based on your interest. Let me know, I'll be editing that soon. I'm gonna go in with the Gucci eyebrow pencil, which was my go-to until recently. I found another pencil that I like a little bit more just because it's got more precision and it's just a little bit cooler, but this is still a really nice one. This is in 04. Yeah, this would be my second choice. Yeah, I especially like this one, like that this one is not shiny on the skin. It doesn't have anything shiny to reflect the light. Still a really, really nice pencil. Actually, this was a backup. I'm gonna leave it here though to use for videos because I still think the results is really beautiful. I'm gonna add a little bit more primer on my eyelids, like above my eyelids in this area. Do still feel a little bit jet lagged though, and I think I can tell there's a little darkness around my eyes, which I don't normally get. I'm gonna go in with the Gucci powder. I have mine in the shade 05. Just gonna go in the front here. Okay, we'll go in with the Chantecaille powder if we need to in a bit. But let's go in with the bronzer. This is the shade 03. And a mosquito bit me. A lot of mosquitoes there, and mosquitoes like me anyway, so they bit me quite a bit, especially in the Tuscany area. And this might be back in stock. I posted that it was back in stock. Actually, I was standing in line for Gelato in Capri when this popped up that was back in stock, and I posted it, so I hope you picked it up. I'll see if it's still in stock, but this one goes quickly, and it's a really great bronzer brush. Okay, let's finally go in with the palette. And since I was so intrigued by the blue shades in here, we're gonna feature, I think, all of them, because I got into this right before I washed my face. Actually, I filmed the video this morning for the swatches, and then I thought, let me just play around with this just to see kind of what we could do today. And I used all three of the blue shades here and stayed more on the cool side, but let me know if you want to see the warmer shades. I think the neutral mattes are really pretty, but I don't know if that's the reason to purchase this palette. There are so many other lovely neutral matte palettes out there, especially by Chanel, and I'm trying to think of who else, and then Charlotte Tilbury. But I think that this would be the reason to purchase this palette, just because of the really pretty shades. So I'm gonna go in with this light blue shade right here. I was looking for a base color that was lighter so that it would not impact the color of the blue so much, but I couldn't really find one. So we're gonna go straight on with the blue right onto the eyelids. Funny, I watched this makeup artist on, I think she's on TikTok, but I watch her on Instagram, and she always, okay, I haven't done this for a while, you can tell, you can speak. She always talks about trusting the process. And I feel like with eye makeup, yeah, trust the process, because it always looks so frightening when I begin my makeup, at least to me. I got a little hair there. And most of the time, it turns out. But like right now, this with mascara probably wouldn't work for me. Might work for some people, but not for me. We're gonna go in with this shade right here, right across from the blue. This one next, in the crease. I'm liking this ESUM brush. At first I thought it was too large for my eye area, but actually the distance between my eyelid and my eyebrow is quite large. So I can just place color right in this area. Let's go in next with this shade, kind of in this family here, this deepest shade. We're gonna go in the corner, the outer corner with that. So I had a question about fallout. Is there fallout? I'm kind of watching to see if we're getting fallout. I'm not noticing at this point, but I'll watch for it. That goes on really nicely. Let's take a brush and blend. I'm going to take this color right here, the reason why I probably bought this palette, that color right there. I'm going to take a little just on my finger here and place it on my lid between that deepest shade and the blue. So as you can see, there's nothing really super metallic about these shades, but there's just a lovely kind of shimmery sheen to them. Next, I'm going to take this shade right here. It's like the purpley blue. I'm going to use it as an eyeliner. We've got an ESUM T05. Just press that against the lashes. I'm having to work a little bit to get that in place. So let me try a little bit of water on the brush. CHANTECAILLE rose water here. Okay, that helped a little bit. Right underneath as well, really close to the lash line. Okay, I just cleaned up also with concealer right in the corners. And then we're gonna go in with that lightest blue shade again, this one right here. And then let's go underneath. I'm gonna add mascara and see if we need to do anything else. Okay, I think we're good with that for now. We'll see if I need to add a little bit more, but I want it kind of soft. Let's go ahead though with blush. I'm gonna take my favorite combination. I brought this one to Italy with me. It's Major by Victoria Beckham. It's my favorite shade of all of them. Oh my gosh, my hair. This is a CdP blush brush. Going with my other blush that I brought to Italy, my Valentino blush in 09. The reason I want to pull for my perfect blur is because I can see a little bit of that darkness coming through. I'm gonna go in with a lip now. I feel like I would normally want to put a lip liner on first because it's kind of sheer, but let's see what this looks like directly on. I think that's a really pretty lip, especially if you have a bit of a tan like I do right now. I think it works really, really well. So actually, this color story reminds me of this dress. You've got the blue and then that warmer coral shade. They work really well together. And then of course, this makes me think of Derby Rose. Just a beautiful floral fragrance, nice and fresh. And this one is by CHANTECAILLE. That is the fragrance I took with me to Italy because I had the Discovery set and you have the little small samples for each fragrance. So I took Derby Rose with me. This lip color looks really beautiful on. I like the way it feels. I like that it warms up the lips as well. Like I said, I have deeper, more cool toned lips, even though I have warm skin. So I like to bring my lips back up to something a little warmer. So this does that. It doesn't totally cover up my lip color. It looks very natural, easy to reapply. I would definitely pick a backup of, I would definitely pick up a backup of this, especially because it's limited edition. So I may do that. We'll see how much I use it, but I really like the way that it looks. And then for this palette, beautiful. So I used not all of the shades. I really wanted to see what these blues could do. As I said, there are some lovely neutral shades in there, but I don't think that would be the reason for me, at least, to purchase this. I have so many neutral matte palettes. Not so many, because there aren't actually very many out there, but I think I have some really good ones, so I don't have to rely on this for neutrals. But let me know if you'd like to see a neutral look. In fact, I'll probably use it that way at some point in the future just to see how they perform, but they swatched beautifully. I thought that the blues did really well. Let me take a look here. Really easy palette to use. Sometimes these darker shades can come across as more patchy, more difficult to blend, but went on quite easily, blended nicely with this shade right here. So in fact, I did use a couple of matte neutral shades. They did really well. I loved the blue shades. I think putting this down on the primer was a good idea for me just because of the way I wanted to use it. I did try this before I took a shower today just to see how to best feature this, and I layered this on top of this, and you couldn't see it. It really muddied that blue. So going on directly onto the primer and not having a shade underneath really brought out that pretty blue shade. But I don't think it's like that 70s blue. That's what I always think of because I was born in the 70s, is that blue eyeshadow with just a lot of mascara. I remember that look, or maybe it was the 60s, 70s, something like that. But that's what I always think of when I think of blue eyeshadow. Just made it a pretty fresh look. I really like that, and I liked the combination of the colors as well with the lip. But yeah, let me know if you'd like to see other looks with this palette. So for me, the reason to purchase this would be the blue tones, and then using this, if I didn't have any neutral palettes, I would probably use the neutral shades more on a daily basis, but then also have this blue to kind of make it a little bit more interesting, maybe something more fun, a little bit more whimsical, or if you really like blue, you can wear blue on the daily. And in fact, I think this is a blue palette you could wear on the daily. It's not overwhelming, it's not distracting, it's just a really pretty combination of colors. Yeah, it's a pretty one. So I'm gonna keep this here and use it with other looks that I do along the way, and we'll see how much I do use it. But the performance on the shades that I picked was very nice. But let us know, did you pick this palette up? What do you think of it? How are you using it? I'd love to know. But that is it for today's video, so please take care of each other. Stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.